Hi, everyone, and welcome. We're going to dive into a topic today that, let's be honest, can be absolutely heartbreaking for parents: separation anxiety. Those tearful goodbyes can be so tough. But I want you to know right from the start, there is a clear, science-backed way to navigate this. So let's begin with a scene that I'm guessing might hit a little close to home.
Yeah, does this look familiar? The clinging, the crying, the little voice begging you not to go. When you're in that moment, you probably feel this whole mix of emotions: guilt, worry, maybe even a little bit of frustration. And you know what? All of those feelings are 100% valid. This is genuinely one of the hardest parts of parenting. So today, we're going to unpack it all with real science and real strategies.
So the first big question on every parent's mind is always this: is this just a phase? Is this something my kid is just going to grow out of? Or is it something more? It's a really important question, so let's draw a clear line between what's typical and what's not based on the research. Okay, let's break this down because the difference here is everything. On the left, you've got normal separation distress. Honestly, this is a good thing. It's a sign of a healthy, loving attachment. It's totally expected, especially for toddlers around that 18-month mark. But the key word here is temporary. Yeah, they're upset, but after a few minutes, they adapt and they're off playing. On the right, though, we have separation anxiety disorder, or SAD, and the key word on this side is impairing. This is when the anxiety is so intense and so persistent that it actually gets in the way of their life. We're talking about refusing to go to school, not being able to go to a friend's house. It really disrupts the whole family. And this is not some rare, unusual thing. Just think about this number. When you look at all the kids who get referred to a specialist for anxiety treatment, about half of them, 50%, are for separation anxiety disorder. That makes it the single most common anxiety disorder for kids. So if you're going through this, believe me, you are not alone. What's really fascinating is that researchers have actually followed preschoolers over time, and they found that anxiety tends to follow one of these four paths. A lot of kids are on that high decreasing path. They start out really anxious, but they get better as they get older. Phew. But some kids are on those increasing paths, where the anxiety actually gets worse over time, and those are the kids we really need to pay attention to. So the big takeaway here isn't just how anxious they are right now, but what direction is it heading? Is it getting better or is it getting worse? Okay, so to really understand why separations are so hard, we have to get to the absolute heart of the matter. And it all comes down to one of the most powerful forces in our lives: attachment. Attachment theory is actually pretty beautiful and simple when you boil it down. It basically says that our kids are biologically hardwired to want to be close to us when they feel scared or threatened. In those moments, you are their safe harbor. You are their secure base. Separation feels like a huge threat because, from an evolutionary standpoint, it was. For a small child, being alone was incredibly dangerous. So that anxiety they feel, it's a primal alarm bell designed to keep them close to their protector. And that protector is you. And here's how that cycle works. It's like a dance. Step 1, something scary happens, like you walking towards the door, and that activates their attachment system. That's the clinging, the crying. Step 2, your calm, confident presence deactivates their fear system. And I mean this literally. Your reassurance actually soothes their nervous system. And then step 3, and this is the goal of all of this: when a child trusts that their secure base is there for them, they feel safe enough to go explore the world on their own. That's why how we respond in that moment is just so incredibly critical. All right, so we get the what and we get the why. Now for the part you've been waiting for: what in the world do we do about it? Well, let's look at this science, because I've got to tell you, the news here is incredibly hopeful. I want to tell you about the CAMS trial. This was a huge deal. It was one of the biggest, most important studies ever done on childhood anxiety. They took almost 500 kids and basically put the most common treatments to the test to figure out once and for all what actually works. And the results were, wow, just absolutely crystal clear. Take a look at this. A placebo, basically a sugar pill, helped about 24% of kids, okay? But cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, helped almost 60% of kids get much better. Medication and SSRI was right around there too, at about 55%. But then look at that last bar. When you combine therapy and medication, a whopping 80.7% of children were rated as much or very much improved. I mean, that is a total game changer. So please, if you only remember one thing from all this science, let it be this: separation anxiety is not some life sentence your family just has to endure. It is one of the most treatable conditions in child psychology. The data could not be clearer.
There is a path forward, and your child can absolutely get better. Okay, with all of that hope in our back pocket, let's get super practical. This is your evidence-based playbook for handling those tough drop-offs. And we're going to start with a few things we might need to stop doing.
These are such common traps, and we fall into them for all the right reasons. Sneaking away, for instance, it feels easier in the moment, right? But it totally backfires by destroying their trust or providing tons of reassurance. Are you sure you'll be okay? I promise I'll be back. It sounds helpful, but what it's really communicating is, hey, there might be something to be scared of here. And the biggest one, avoiding separations altogether. All that does is make the fear grow bigger and sends the message that you don't think they can handle it.
So what do we do instead? We do this. We create a goodbye routine that is consistent, predictable, and short. Quick and sweet. We validate their feelings. I can see you're sad to see me go, but we immediately follow it with confidence. But I know you're going to have a great day. We praise their effort, even if it's messy. And maybe most important of all, we model calmness. Your child is looking to you for cues. If you're anxious, they'll be anxious. If you're calm and confident, you're sending a powerful message that everything is okay. Here is a perfect script you can literally memorize and use. Let's just break down why it's so powerful. I know this feels hard, and it's okay to feel sad. Boom, that's validation. You're telling them their feelings are real and okay. You are safe here. You can do this. That is pure confidence in them. And I will be back at 3 p.m. to pick you up. That's a clear, concrete, reliable promise. It's empathy, confidence, and a firm boundary, all rolled into one perfect little package. So in the end, it all comes back to this. Being your child's secure base doesn't mean you can never leave them. No, not at all. It means leaving them with the unshakable confidence that you will always come back. It's about being that solid ground they can launch from to confidently step out into the world. So the question is, how will you be that secure base for them tomorrow morning? You've got this.